happened on November 17th, Wednesday. The first game is the Wizards losing to the Charlotte Hornets. Hornets beat Warriors, beat Wizards. Wizards was the number one team in they still is, in the Eastern Conference. So good win for the Hornets. They're 9-7. The Wizards, they got Bradley Beal back. He played okay. Still a bit underperforming for the whole season. Ranked around 50th spot. The past 2 weeks, he played 4 games, 104th ranked player. So I think he's still a buy low. Per game basis, I look at him as a top 15 player in that range. So this game played well, 7 assists, 2 steals, and 24 points, and 5 threes. Daniel Gafford had a huge game. If he's out there on the waiver wire, I would pick him up in category leagues anyways. Also look to sell him because he's not going to score 20 points every night. But the block numbers should be good enough to justify us holding on to him or picking him up. Kyle Kuzma was horrible, 2 for 12. If you want to drop him, I personally, if I like the threes, the rebounds, and the points, those 3 categories, I'm okay with holding him. But again, he's a guy that pretty bad efficiency. He brought the defensive stats. So I'm okay with holding him. And he gets consistent 30-plus minutes every single night. KCP, not so much. Let's leave him on the waiver wire. We could stream him. If you already had streamed him for a back-to-back, you could hold on because they got another game tomorrow. And then you could drop him. Well, today. You got another game today. You could drop him afterwards. Spencer Dinwiddie did not have the best game. Still a hold. If anything, it's a buy low. I think he should be getting 5 to 6 assists pretty comfortably per game. Montrezl Harrell, and he's going to miss out tonight's game, so that's also not very good. He's resting. Montrezl Harrell just the 22 minutes, 15 and 9. He remains to be a huge sell high. As we see in this game, Daniel Gafford was playing well. Harrell only got 22 minutes. I think it's more, Harrell's minutes should be under 25 minutes moving forward. Unless Gafford gets hurt. For the Hornets, Gordon Hayward, anytime he goes off, it's time to trade him. Ranking-wise, where's Gordon Hayward? In the last 2 weeks, he is the 113th ranked player. So, strategy with him is anytime he goes off, let's try to trade him. Miles Bridges, still an okay game. 17 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. He wasn't as good as he was, in the last 2 weeks. And surprisingly, he is the 148th ranked player. Is that right? Yes, that's right. Because he's shooting 40%. Well, he shot 0 for 1 from the free throw line. So his rankings is tanking. I still think his floor, he should be a top 50 player. Still ranked 21st on the season. I just didn't expect his free throw to be this bad. 60% on 4.7 attempts in the last 2 weeks. So if that goes up to 80, he's inside of 100 for the past 2 weeks. The scoring has dipped. All the counting stats have dipped across the board, and he's only shooting 41% as well. So if 41% goes to 47, 48, free throw goes to 80, that's top 50. And if he can bring in some other stats, which he has been doing, he could push up to top 30. So I would say wait for a few games. If he continue to struggle like that, buy low, throw like a top 70 or 80 guy at him. But he's fallen off quite a bit lately. Mason Plumlee, if he pounding free throws and threes, we could roster him. 13 rebound is nice. You just don't find many centers that could grab you 8-9 rebounds on the waiver wire and play 25 plus minutes. LaMelo Ball, 33 minutes is great. 8 rebound, 4 assists. Sorry, that's Terry Rozier. LaMelo Ball had 19 points, 8 rebound. And again, Terry Rozier, same thing. He was a top 50 player last year. He's not going to be a top 50 player this year. So anytime he plays well, try to get a top 50 player back. This game was a good start. LaMelo Ball, 4 for 18, but had 14 assists, 2 steals, and LaMelo Ball is going to be fine. He has been really good. In the last 2 weeks, he is still inside the top 10, and for the whole season, top 10. Cody Martin played 26 minutes. He didn't score a single point, but he was a plus 20 along with LaMelo Ball. So that's really good. Kelly Oubre Jr., just the points streamer at this point. If they got a back-to-back, you could stream him hoping that he goes off because he's very up and down. The next game, the Pacers losing. This might be embarrassing for the Pacers, losing to Detroit. Sabonis, just the 7 shot attempts, 11. Yeah, this is not good for Sabonis. His counting stats should be fine, like the rebound, the points. But he's not a big scorer. Like, he's going to average around that. Maybe not even 20. He's a 127th ranked player. Anything was a buy low. For Sabonis, the first couple games he was great, and he's fallen off since. 48th ranked player on the season. If you don't care about the free throws and threes, for example, I would spend like a top 50 player, even top 40 player to get Sabonis. Huge rebounder, but the worry with him, my worry with him is once we get to the second half, he run a gas. Same thing with Malcolm Brogdon. Miles Turner, there's 2 bad games, but come on, guys, we know Miles Turner is very up and down. 2 for 8 this game, a steal and a block, nothing else really. At Karis LeVert, still just continue to shit on your field goal. 7 for 18 points, and a steal. Not the best game. Nobody on the Pacers played well. But Karis LeVert is a hold. I'll look to buy him if my team is, punting some efficiency categories. If I'm team efficiency, I'm looking to sell him. Malcolm Brogdon played okay, no defensive stats, and TJ McConnell, 4 assists and 2 steals is good enough. I think we could hold him if you want those assists and steals. And because Brogdon is going to be in and out, if you had TJ, once every 2 weeks, you're going to get a big game out of him. 10 assist games out of him. And this game, with everybody healthy, he still played 26 minutes. That means they're playing Brogdon and TJ McConnell together. So Brogdon can just, I guess, play off though, be that shooting guard. For Detroit, Sadiq Bey, I think we could hold him. 6-7 rebound a game, 2 or 3 threes, and 15 points. I think, bringing a little bit defensive stats. I think that's fine. Holding him. Jeremy Grant, 19 points, 2 steals, and nothing else. 9 for 12 on the free throw line. Jeremy Grant is a guy that up and down. This game is an average game, I would say. Not the worst. Well, it was a very low scoring game, so fantasy wise, it won't be pretty. Isaiah Stewart is good. He played 32 minutes. Just took 5 shots, but 11 rebounds, 2 blocks. At this point, if he can play 30 minutes, and if he play 30 minutes, it's a win for the Isaiah Stewart owners. So that's great. And if he's still out there on the waiver wire, I think it's an automatic pickup. Killian Hayes was in some foul trouble, had 4 fouls. If you need assists and steals, I think we could hold Killian. He had 3 steals and a block in just 20 minutes, so that's great. And Kate Cunningham, this is great for coming out of Kate Cunningham. Inefficient, yes, he's gonna have some efficiency issues, but the counting stats should be very solid. Kind of like the Karis LeVert type of a player. Counting stats should be pretty solid, and he's probably better than Karis LeVert because he get a bunch of assists, 6 assists, 2 steals and a block. So this is great stuff, and if he, he's gonna be up and down, and if he's playing really bad, that's when I really look to buy him. He has great upside. And Corey Joseph got 30 minutes, but let's not worry about him because Killian Hayes in some foul trouble. Let's go to the next game. The Celtics lost again to the Atlanta Hawks. They should be getting Jaylen Brown back later this week. Tatum finally had a great shooting night. 34 points, 9 rebounds and 5 assists. Man, Tatum, the last 2 weeks, did he turn a corner? Did he do it? 36 ranked player. Okay, so that's improving. Averaging 24 points, 3.4 threes, yes, 9 rebounds. Like those are all sustainable. And 41% is still low. Once that up to go to 46, 47, he's gonna have more points, better field goal, and then he can move inside of top 20. .7 steals is pretty low for him. Over the years, he's a 1.2, 1.3 steals guy. So if, all the things that I said go back to normal, he should be inside of that top 20 and pushing for top 15. So this is a good start. Al Horford, 33 minutes. Robert Williams was out this game. Man, this guy is so injury prone. Obviously, Grant Williams started. We could continue to stream Grant Williams if Robert Williams missed more games. And obviously, Jaylen Brown missed more games. He played 30 minutes here. Had an okay game, 18 points, 3 threes, 6 rebounds, nothing else. Al Horford, great game, 7 rebounds, 2 steals in the block. And again, strategy with Al Horford is that we look to trade him. We look to trade him if he plays well. If he can get any he's going to be a top 50 player, I think, per game basis wise. But he's kind of a special case because per game is nice, but he misses a lot of games. And another thing is he doesn't provide that many counting stats. So if he doesn't fit your team, if you're punting turnovers, you don't really want Al Horford. If you're punting field goal, you don't really want Al Horford. So maybe you should try to make those trades to get a top 50 player. Like trade Al Horford for Kate Cunningham. If you want to individually, that makes sense. Marcus Smart, 11 assists and 2 steals. This is great for Marcus Smart. We know he doesn't score a bunch, mainly just 2 category guy, and 3 category because he hits some threes as well. So this is good for Marcus Smart. And Dennis Schroeder, 3 steals is nice, 15 points, and 3 assists. But everything else is really didn't offer much. He needs to be rostered for sure, but he's one of those guys. If we can sell him high, we would. Also, Jaylen Brown has been out. For the Atlanta Hawks, it's a great game. Kemba Herter played well. 19 points. I think we could stream him. If he's playing like this, we for sure want to roster him, right? DeAndre Hunter is going to be out for a long time. We don't know. So, that increases Herter and Cunningham and Cam Reddish both. We could look to stream them. Reddish also played well, took 14 shots coming off the bench, 27 3 steals and blocks. So this is also good from Reddish. Trae Young, 18 points, 11 assists, 0 rebounds. Yep, guys. If you got Trae Young, you gotta think about punting some categories. To be honest, you gotta punt he's a really bad field goal turnover guy, and doesn't really get any blocks or rebounds. An okay game, 10 for 10 from the free throw line. So he's figuring out the rules. I don't know. Still going to the free throw line 10 times. Bogdanovic, 12 points, 6 assists. Still underwhelming. We know what he's capable of. Last year he was top 20 when we get to the second half, last 2 months of the season. Who knows? Maybe he can do it again this season. I don't think so. Clint Capella, 12. Yeah, Clint Capella is not the Clint Capella we used to know. So strategy with him is we should try to sell him if he plays well. John Collins had a great one. 20, 11, 2 steals in the block. This is what we want to see out of John Collins. Give us more of those defensive stats. That really help his value. Let's go to the next game. The Brooklyn Nets beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 109-99. Darius Garland played 40 minutes. He gets hurt a lot, so, I'll be worried. But, if you got Darius Garland, he hasn't been putting up crazy numbers. Maybe you could try to sell him for a top 40 player. The thing with Darius Garland is like Trae Young, very, very, a bit, the counting stats a bit, the category he's providing is really good, but he also hurts you in field goal. He's been turning the ball over a lot. In the last 2 weeks, 3.1, which is still bad, but he was turning over 4 times a game in the beginning. So he's improving that. I guess Ricky Rubio was handling the ball a little bit. So if you can try to trade Darius Garland for a top 40 player, I would, especially if your team is not punting field goal. I would try to do that. Sixers, yep. I would try to do that. And the minutes is a bit high at the moment. Ricky Rubio, 33 minutes, 25 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds. Continues to perform, and I look to trade Ricky Rubio as well. In the last 2 weeks, yeah, 29th ranked player. The thing with Ricky Rubio is it's harder to, because we don't know when Colin Sexton is back. So in the short term, he's going to be really, really good. I think the sooner you trade him, the more value. Because if Colin Sexton is on the horizon of returning, even when Colin Sexton is playing, Ricky Rubio was getting 27, 28 minutes. So who knows, he might just finish it as a top 50 player. In the past 2 weeks, he's averaging 20 points. That's not really possible. That's not really sustainable. But I look to trade him for any top 40, 50 player, to be honest. Maybe not 50. Who knows? He could end up being 50. Top 40 player. Ed Davis, 6 points, 11 rebounds, a steal and a block. Mobley is going to be out, so he actually has some streaming value for some rebounding. He's a really good rebounder. So we could look to stream him. And Kevin Love, same thing. Even without Mobley, they're not giving him over 25 minutes. They give him 21. You could also stream Kevin Love. I don't think he's a must roster. Ed Davis, we could look to stream him as well. Isaac Okoro, he played 39 minutes. Hey, if the man played 39 minutes, we could stream him at least. Even though he didn't really do much. He grabbed 6 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 assists and a steal, but playing 37, 38 minutes a night, they're pretty thin at the moment, so I look to stream him. Stream Isaiah Okoro. He could have a 3 steal, 3 blocks game. For the Brooklyn Nets, Kevin Durant, 23 points is good, but 2 threes, but so empty, man. Like, I know KD, if you ignore the steals and blocks, always look pretty good, but the no defensive sets is a concern. He's not really trying on the defensive end. I think that's the thing, and he was a -5. Bruce Brown, 10 rebounds, 2 steals. Yeah, we should continue to stream Bruce Brown. Continue to stream if the Nets got it like 2-3 games in 4 days. Blake Griffin, not so much. Patty Mills, in the short term with Joe Harris out, we could stream him. Made 6 threes, so that's great. And Harden took 12 field goals. Okay, 12 free throws is good. So good to see Harden. I mean, Harden is a guy, unlike KD. 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals and a block. Does a bit of everything. He's still, in the last 2 weeks, he's a 12th ranked player. Just averaging 22 points. I do expect at some point Harden is gonna be a bit more aggressive. He's gonna be a bit more aggressive. He doesn't look that aggressive on the court, just very under control at the moment. Lamarcus Eldridge, coming off the bench, if you can sell him for any value, I would. He's very inconsistent. I don't think we have to roster him, but I think last game against the Warriors, he didn't really play much, right? Because Warriors like to go small. But this is great from Eldridge. I'll look to sell him if I can. All right, now let's go to the next game. The New Orleans Pelicans and the Miami Heat. Miami got the win. Jimmy Butler is back. But this game, Bam and Kyle Lowry, they were both out. And on the Pelican side, Zion Williamson is maybe a month away. Who knows? And Valanciunas had 5 personal fouls. 13 and 8 and a block. Not the best game, but just, because some personal foul issues, he didn't play 35 minutes. Otherwise, I would expect him to play 35, to be honest. And again, if you are worried about Zion impacting him or anything like that, I get you. I'm also worried. You could look to sell him, but if you can get a top 30 player back, I don't really think it's a sell high because he just might be top 30. So just keep that in mind. Brandon Ingram, just like KD, no defensive stats. Everything else looks okay. 5 turnovers is a bit high. Josh Hart did a bit of everything. I think we need to roster Josh. I mean, look at the minutes. Look at the minutes, 38 minutes. So, even though he's not really doing much other than the rebounds and threes. But we should roster him just because the high minutes, you will get some steals, you will get some more rebound, you will get some assists. Mikhail Alexander Walker also in some also had some foul trouble. Had full offensive rebounds, so that's value right there for a team. Steal, we also go to hold him. And Devontae Graham, 11 points, 3 threes, is okay. And Herbert Jones played 24 minutes. We could stream him. Now that everybody is back, there are probably better defensive streamers out there than Herbert Jones. But if Brandon Ingram is out, we could definitely stream him for that day, hoping for some defensive stats. And look at the Miami Heat side. Jimmy Butler. Yeah, Jimmy Butler is a little bit different this year. He also get 10 assists. But he's averaging a lot more points. So that obviously helps his value. Super, super aggressive. Like, Jimmy Butler is fine. Like, I think he's going to be top 10 player per game basis. Who knows? He can move into that top 5 if he continue to play like this. The thing with him is he doesn't make that many threes. That's pretty much it. Like, he's good in all the other categories. I think to start off the season, his steal numbers was crazy high. In the last 2 weeks, actually, he's just averaging a 0.6. But he could average 1.8, 1.9 to 2 steals. He's also shooting the ball a little bit, like 55% in the last 2 weeks. So I think once everything goes, I think he's like he's a 46, 47% and free throw obviously really good. So once everything settles down, he'll be inside of top 10 easily. But if I can get a top 3 player back, I would. You're not gonna get Curry or Jokic back. I think the third guy, like if I can get Karl Anthony Towns, I probably would. I think Jimmy Butler, Cat should be better than Jimmy Butler. But man, Jimmy Butler this year is going hard. Also, another concern with him is injury concerns. But yeah, like if Cat is struggling a little bit and Jimmy Butler is playing like this, let's see if I can get Jimmy Butler. I can get Karl Anthony Towns for Jimmy. Doing Deadman, we need to stream him until Bam comes back. 25 minutes, 8 rebound, a steal is okay, but we should continue streaming him. PJ Tucker not really interested, and Duncan Robinson. Once Jimmy comes back, he only took 7 shots, so not a must roster. Could be a 3-point streamer still. And Tyler Hero started 19 points. For Tyler Hero, if I can get a top 50 guy back, I would. His scoring is great, his 3 is great, but everything else is, okay. A lot of defensive stats non-existent. Assist is okay, efficiency is okay. So I look to trade Tyler Hero if he pops off, scoring 30 plus points. Let's go to the next game. The Orlando Magic beating the New York Knicks. What's going on with them? They're 8-7 now, 4-6 in their last 10. Magic, Wendell Carter Jr. just to 25 minutes because in foul trouble, but he's been playing really, really well lately. If you want to sell high on Wendell Carter Jr., he's one of those guys that could fluctuate a lot given his minutes. For the season, he's a 72nd ranked player, and in the last 2 weeks, probably that is 63rd ranked player. I think any top 60 player, I would. So if he plays well the next few games. Also, Jonathan Isaac is going to be back. Jonathan Isaac is a natural power forward. Again, I think I said it many times. Could impact Wendell Carter Jr. and Mo Bamba a little bit. So, if you can get, Wendell Carter ceiling like a top 60 or I don't think you're going to get top 30 Mo Bamba because he's blocks. So for Mo Bamba, probably just a hold either way. You're not going to get equal value back. Especially like his block is super good. So just for Mo Bamba, probably just a hold. For Wendell Carter Jr., maybe you could look to trade for a top 60. I would. Otherwise, just hold. Jonathan Isaac is a big question mark. Like he comes back, First of all, when is he coming back? He hasn't taken the vaccination yet, so he's gonna miss games in New York. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff. So for now, I think just don't worry too much. Just hold. Franz Wagner, 16 points, 9 rebounds. He's that mini Norman Powell. You could hold him, but you're probably better off streaming that spot. if you have enough acquisitions, of course. Like, if you have unlimited acquisitions, for sure, I don't think Wagner needs to be rostered. Cole Anthony, 21. Mikhail is going to be back, like, pretty soon, I feel like. And that's going to impact Cole Anthony a little bit, but, just hold. You're not going to get equal value back, I feel like. That's a lot of situations. 15 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, and a steal. Struggle from the field, but he should be fine. The next game, Jalen Suggs. 13 points. Jalen Suggs, pretty good game. 13 points, 3 steals, and a block, 4 assists. But just 26 minutes, it's hard to, like, if you tell me he's just going to play 26 and when Markelle Fultz comes back, he's going to play even fewer minutes, I just don't think that will be good. Let's look at Okiki. Not really interested. All right, let's go to the next game. New York Knicks. Yep. Let's go to the next team. Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier. I think at this point they can't be dropped. We could stream them if they're out there on the waiver wire. We could stream them. Alec Burks and Emmanuel quickly and it's not like Kemba and Evan Fournier, they were playing really bad. One was -3 and one was -1. So originally I thought 30% of the time or 20% of the time maybe they would get, they would get fewer minutes. But now it's like it's happening every other game. So let's drop them. I think it's just as simple as that. Let's just drop them. Let's just drop them. I'm gonna do it. I have Kemba. Mitchell Robinson, 30 minutes, 13 points and 11 rebounds and a block. This is a pretty good game, and Nerlens Noel is still out. He had 8 offensive rebounds, so that's great. Yeah, the Knicks across the board. Julius Randle was horrible. It's a buy low, but it'll be pretty hard. If you can get a player that's top 60, right? I would look to top 60 that's performing super well. I would to get Randle. I'm trying to think. Cole Anthony hasn't been playing really well. But, yeah. Anyways, buying Randle low. He has not been good. RJ Barrett. Conley said look okay. 17 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists, but everything else is really, really average. Emmanuel quickly and Alec Burks. But come on, guys. Tom Thibodeau is known to play starters 35 minutes, but now the guard rotation is weird. Right? Everybody's splitting the minutes like the Grizzlies. So nobody gets any value. So I think I don't want to stream any of them, to be honest, because it's too inconsistent at this point. And I don't think it's going to change because all the guards are decent. Derrick Rose is good coming off the bench. Well, he didn't play so well this game. Alec Burks was good. We know that. Emmanuel quickly, they want to develop some young talent, and he's also good. So that's 5 guards right there. So none of the New York Knicks guards need to be rostered. I think it's a drop city at this point. For the next game, the Lakers lost to Milwaukee Bucks. Another loss. Another day, another loss for the Lakers. Talen Horton Tucker is a huge sell high. Well, first of all, if he's not picked up yet in any league, I think in 10-team leagues as well, like he needs to be rostered. Obviously, this is 3 big games without LeBron James. He played 39 minutes. And his game is very fantasy friendly. He can get you rebounds. He can shoot threes. He can get assists, get steals, get blocks. Efficiency is all right. We gotta sell him. I think now is the time to sell him. Do a Talen Horton Tucker plus somebody for Julius Randle. See if you can do that. I think best case scenario, if when LeBron comes back, Talen Horton is going to be a top 60 player. That's just me. He's also overperforming the first 3 games. So if he can get like a Julius Randle or like a Jason Tatum, do a 2-for-1, I don't think he's this good. Carmelo Anthony could be a streamer for points and threes. And that's about it. Anthony Davis, 18 points, What's going on with AD? 18 points, 9 rebounds. Okay, an okay game counting wise, but I think he didn't get a steal this game. I just think he's been played quite well in the last 2 weeks. 7th ranked player, averaging 22.6 points and 10.5 rebounds, 1.5 steals, and 1.8 blocks. And shot the free throw pretty okay, 80%. But I don't think AD is a top 5 player anymore. So those days are gone, on this Lakers team. So if I can get a top 5 player, if Jimmy Butler is struggling, Jimmy Butler is playing too well at the moment, but I will look to do that trade. Yep. Russell Westbrook, 36 minutes, 15 assists is good. Russell Westbrook is also a big sell high. LeBron comes back, his assist gonna cut in half. LeBron is not gonna get any assists. So yeah, a huge sell high. LeBron should be back soon, and Russell Westbrook with LeBron back, he would have those 10 rebound, 5 assists, 5 steals game, 5 assists, 5 rebound games. That's obviously not good. That's where all his values are coming from, not from his efficiency. But the Lakers are a mess at the moment. I think everybody knows in the league, everybody who watches the NBA, they need LeBron to come back. They need LeBron to play 35 minutes to win games. I'm also worried about the LeBron comes back, plays well. I think strategy with him is also to try to sell him. Because per game basis, why LeBron has been great this year. So I think you could find some opportunity to get a top 15 player back. For the Milwaukee Bucks, Chris Middleton is back. So let's check out the minutes. Pat Cunningham still got 31 minutes. Grayson Allen still got 30 minutes. So look at that. But Grayson Allen only took 6 shots. Playing alongside Chris Middleton, Bobby Portis, those guys, they're going to get off 10 shots a night. So I think he's still a hold. He did grab 8 rebounds. He did play 30 minutes. But he won't be a top 50 guy. So at this point, just hope that he can keep up with the production. If he doesn't play well the next 2-3 games, I think he could be a drop or only be a stream guy. Bobby Portis, we need to pick him up. 17 points, 5 rebounds, a steal and a block. It's pretty good. Giannis Antetokounmpo went off, 47 points. Great game. I mean, there's not much else to say. If you got Giannis, you got to pound free throws. And if you got Giannis, you're now pounding free throws. Not after this game is a good opportunity to trade Giannis for Jimmy Butler, for a Harden, right? If you're not pounding free throws, I would trade Giannis for Harden, and pretty comfortably, Bobby Portis, yep, he needs to be picked up. And Chris Middleton, probably a buy low, but he played okay this game. And Drew Holiday, 3 for 13 is bad, but wait till you see the other numbers. 6 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 steals. Can't complain when he give you 4 steals and 8 assists. So, if anything, try to buy low. He also hasn't played well at all so far. The next game, the Minnesota Timberwolves beating the Kings 107-97. Chimezie Metu, 25 minutes. I think we still hold. Coach Luke Walton said he's going to start for a few more games. So let's just hold for a few more games. This game, he didn't shoot the ball well, but give us 8 rebounds. So I think we could still hold. Can give him a few more games and see how he does. This is obviously not good. Nobody really played that well other than De'Aaron Fox on the Kings. Harrison Barnes, 13 points and still in the block. This is good still. 5 rebounds. If you didn't sell him high, now it just hold. Rashawn Holmes, a bit underwhelming. Tyrese Halliburton, 7 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. He's a guy that give you a little bit of everything, so that's okay. That's fine. Just the 7 points. I'm fine with this production. The Kings collectively, nobody really played well, so you can't be too harsh. De'Aaron Fox efficiency was great, 75% from the free throw line, but 28 points, 5 assists. And Buddy Hield hit 5 threes. Just for that reason alone, we got to roster him. Yep. Let's look at the Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards, efficiency is an issue. 1 block, 4 threes. Had an okay game. Anthony Edwards. For Anthony Edwards, I think for him to move inside that top 30, top 25 is his efficiency. If he can improve his efficiency, he's already doing enough on the defensive end, and I don't think he's going to be like the two steals guy, right? He can be that 1.5 steals guy and 0.8 blocks. So those two are totally fine. It's just if he can improve his efficiency, cut down his turnovers a little bit, then he can be that top 20 guy, I think. Karl Anthony Towns, 22 points, 2 blocks. He should be a top 5 player. Had an okay game. Doesn't really hurt you anywhere, to be honest. And he gets some assists nowadays as well. D'Angelo Russell, 17 points. This is a good game for Russell. 7 assists, 2 steals and a block. 4 from the free throw line. And if your team is not punting any of the efficiency category, I look to trade him for any top 50 or 60 player if you want some efficiency. But the other way around, well, he's playing decent lately. But if he's playing really bad, I would look to buy him using some, if your team is punting field goals, like I look to buy him. Malik Beasley come off the bench, just 18 minutes. Let's not worry about him. And Patrick Beverley, minutes is high. 1 steal and 3 blocks, 7 assists. I think we could for sure roster him. See where things go. If he gets 30 minutes a night, I think he needs to be rostered, a must roster guy. He can give you a bit of everything. Okay, let's go to the next game. Oklahoma City and Rockets. I mean, supposedly they should be the worst team in the Western Conference, but OKC they're 10th, 6-8. So they are miles ahead of Rockets. Rockets is a mess. Really, they are a mess right now. Something needs to change. So Michael Porter Jr. was out, so they started Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon is going to get traded also. But he did play 39 minutes. Maybe they're showcasing him so that they can get a good price out of him. I don't know. Jalen Green, 21 points. But this is the problem with Jalen Green. Unlike Cade Cunningham, can provide you defensive stats and assists, Jalen Green doesn't do that. So it just gives you points and threes. So that's why he obviously has good opportunity. Like on this Rockets team, they want to develop him. He has opportunity. He played 35 minutes a night. But his upside, I don't know. Just top 70. Unless he starts getting those defensive stats and defense. This game was great. I mean, good efficiency, 6 from 6 and 21 points and 3 threes. I think we still want to hold him. Christian Wood, another bad game. Remain to be a huge buy low. He's just not himself. He shot 4 for 16, 2 for 6 from the free throw line. I mean, if he's putting up this level of stat, he's outside of 200. So let's buy him if you punting free throws. Otherwise, I don't think we want to get our hands on Christian Wood. Daniel House started, played to 12 minutes. I don't know what's going on there. And Jayshawn Tate, just a guy that we could stream, we could hold. Both are fine. And Daniel Theis actually came off the bench this game. What's going on there? With Michael Porter Jr. out, they're just experimenting different lineups. Daniel Theis, we could also look stream, and our favorite, Shingu, just the 5 minutes. What's going on? If you want to drop him, go ahead. Next game, I think more realistically, he should be getting close to 20 minutes next game. But let's see. For Oklahoma City Thunder, Lou Dort went off. Well, I didn't know Lou Dort had it in him. That's the thing. A lot of the times, they're doubling Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So Lou Dort is just wide open a lot of the times. And he could either drive in or he could pull up for 3. It's whatever, 34 points. But come on, he's not going to do this. We could continue to stream him. Darius Bazley, 8 rebounds and nothing else. We could stream him for rebounds, that's it. We could stream him for rebounds and that's it, I think. And he doesn't provide anything else. Jermaine Robinson-Earl, we could keep an eye on him. He played 25 minutes. This game not so bad. 8 points, 2 steals and a block, and 9 rebounds. But just want to see him getting consistent 30 minutes. I don't think he's going to do that. But one good thing is we can see Darius Bazley minutes go down and down. He was getting 33 minutes every night. Now this game is just 25, and he was not in foul trouble. I think this is the right move. At some point they should probably just bench him. Make him come off the bench. But if you want to stream Robinson Earl, I think if OKC got a back-to-back, I'm okay with that. Josh Giddy, decent game. Good field goal, 11 rebounds, just 2 assists and a block, 14 points. Josh Giddy is a he has all the categories other than efficiency, so we don't drop him. Yeah. Shea continued to struggle from the field, 6 for 18, but 7 rebounds, 9 assists, 4 steals, and a block. All these are very, very good. He's just struggling shooting the ball a little bit. Also, the defense only focus on him, so that makes a little bit hard for him to play, to be honest. Doesn't get that many one-on-one opportunities. It's all, especially at the end of the game situations, he gets double-teamed a lot. So I don't really blame him, but I think they're going to figure out maybe he will get more assists as a result. The teams are forcing him to pass. Let's go to the next game. The Dallas Mavericks losing to the Phoenix Suns. Well, Luka was out this game. So guess who played well? Well, Tim Hardaway did, but Kristaps Porzingis. He took 20 shots. That's fine. 7 for 20. I'm not worried about that. But another great game from him. He is the 3rd-ranked player in the last 2 weeks. Come on, guys. This is perfect. I think it's set. Trade for a top 20 player. If you cannot do that, don't go for any top 30 or 40 player. Top 30 maybe, but don't for a top. Don't go for a top. If you can get Kristaps Porzingis for Shea, I will be pretty happy. Shea is also struggling. If you get Kristaps for Jason Tatum, I will be pretty happy. Like I said, Perkins basis, I think he's fine, but he just misses too many games. And if he has a bad injury when he does come back from the injury, he's not gonna be himself. So yeah, I look to again sell him, but if I can get any top 25 talent back, then what's the point? And Luka is gonna be out, so in the next 2-3 games, he's gonna put up some great stats. And Tim Hardaway Jr. and Jalen Brunson, we have to grab them. That next. Jalen Brunson probably a must roster anyways, and we look to sell them after another good game from them. Tim Hardaway Jr. for sure we have to sell him. Same thing with Jalen Brunson. He's probably a must roster already, but without Luka, he could be a top 50 or 60 guy, and maybe we could trade for a top 70 or do 2-for-1 for a top 50 player. Try any of those, see if it works. Dwight Powell, 22 minutes, grab 13 rebounds, but yeah, we're not really interested in that. This Mavericks seem pretty boring, to be honest, in fantasy. For the Phoenix Suns, Mikhail Bridges, this is what we want to see. 3 steals. That really helped his value. In the last 2 weeks, he is the 81st ranked player, averaging 1.1 steal. But yeah, want to see him getting more steals. The rest of the line honestly looks fine. To me, he's a top 50, 60 player. But if he's going to average 0.7 steals a game, then he's just a top 80, 90, 100. Jay Crowder, 14 points and 4 threes. Another streamer. DeAndre Ayton, huge game. Not huge, sorry. Good game. 19 points, 13 rebounds, and a block. Field goal was good. Free throw was not so good, but you want to see him getting more defensive stats. And 13 shot attempts, can't complain too much. Devin Booker, what was that? 9 rebounds and 24 points and no assist. We were just talking about how Devin Booker, was averaging 5-6 assists, and now this game Chris Paul has 14. So yeah, I don't know what's going on this game, what happened this game, but we should expect 5 assists from Devin Booker average for the whole season. And Chris Paul, 14 assists. He's really this year just a 2-category guy, assists and steals and nothing else. If you don't need those categories, try to see if you can get a top 20 player back, or trade him to a team that really love those 2 categories, because he's huge. Your team could be really bad in assists. With Chris Paul, you will be average, above average probably, if he can continue to average 11 assists. I don't think he's going to do that, but who knows. If Devin Booker is going to be the scorer, right? I could see a situation where Chris Paul can average 11 assists. He did it before in his career. But I think the steals are probably unrealistic. He had 7 steals the other game. I don't think the steals is going to stick. And Cameron Payne only just the 12 minutes here. But yeah, I think Chris Paul is probably continues to be a sell high. He's a 5th ranked player. I think he might end up being inside top 20, but once we're inside top 15, I think we should really look. And he's a 2 category guy, right? And he's averaging like crazy amount of steals at the moment, like 2.8 steals in the last 2 weeks. So I just don't think that's sustainable at all. Realistically, 1.7 for the rest of the season from Chris Paul. 1.7 steals. I might be wrong though. The next game, it was an upset, I suppose. The Bulls losing to Portland, and the Portland at one point they were down 20 points. Alex Caruso is a sell high, huge sell high. Vucevic is out. That's why he's starting and playing huge minutes. Once Vucevic is back, I think they're gonna make. Well, he is playing so well at the moment, so it'll be hard to argue that to make him. But I don't think he's this. Maybe he is this good, because he never got an opportunity to play 30 minutes. He scored like 0 points the other night, but did a bit everything. This game he scored 12 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Man, this is super good. But he's still the 53rd ranked player in the last 2 weeks. I guess in the last week he's like maybe inside top 30. If I can get a top 50 player back, I absolutely would do it. I don't think I would think twice. And maybe 1-for-1 is tough. Alex Caruso plus somebody else for a top 40 player. I would try those trade scenarios. Who knows? There is a small chance, I think, when Vucevic comes back, he could still start and play huge minutes. But we don't know. I don't know. So, yeah. Probably a good sell high after this game. DeRozan, 36 minutes. Did not have the best efficiency night, but did everything else. 4 rebound, 5 assists, steal, and 2 blocks. Tony Bradley, just the 22 points. I think maybe we don't want to stream him anymore, because he's not grabbing a lot of rebounds. Caruso will grab 10. He's not blocking a lot of shots. Then he's not good. Zach LaVine, 30 points. That's great. But the problem with Zach LaVine at 7 threes is also great. But he's not doing anything else, because Lonzo Ball is doing the assist. He's not getting a lot of steals, defensive stats. 47th ranked player. So let's try to trade him for a top 20 player, Zach LaVine. Let's see if we can do that. Otherwise, just hold. He's going to be that top 30 player in that range. Lonzo Ball, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 4 assists. Great, 3 threes. Lonzo Ball is super good. He's going to be up and down, but overall, he should be a top 50 player. For Portland Trailblazers, Norman Powell. Yep, such Norman Powell numbers. 6 for 11, 2 threes, 18 points, and 1 steal, and nothing else. Some points, some threes, some efficiency, and that's it. We want to roster him though, but look to sell him. If he has a hot shooting week. Robert Covington, 3 steals and 2 blocks. I think we gotta try to sell Robert Covington. 3 steals and 2 blocks won't happen every game, and I'm worried about his playing time. This game, Larry Nance and Nassar Little both played 24 minutes. And this is the trend lately. And Robert Covington is on the wrong side of the, he's trending down. So I look, and he's got a great name. I look to try to sell him for any top 80 player. Just look at someone else's roster, and if they love the defensive stats, I look to try to trade him, see if it's possible at all. And Nurkic, unless Chauncey Billups gets fired, I just don't think Nurkic is going to get huge minutes. So, same thing, look to try to sell him. Because Nassar Little and Larry Nance, this is a New York Knicks situation. But Nurkic and Robert Covington, they're both better than Kemba, and they're better fantasy players than Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier. But they're in the same situation. They're not getting 33 minutes a night. And we have 2 guys coming off the bench getting 24 minutes. We have Larry Nance and Nassar Little. So in the end, nobody has great enough value. And Nurkic probably needs to be rostered, full-time rostered still. But this is bad. Like, if Nurkic goes off, I look to trade him for a top 50 player. At least what it looks like. Things could change, if somebody gets injured. But for now, my strategy would be to trade him. Larry Nance and Nassar Little, they're not must roster guys. Larry Nance had a great game, But the minutes is inconsistent, and I don't think he's going to play 30 minutes with Nurkic and Robert Covington around. That's it, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.